everyone! We're back! Your grandfather's Olaf from Frozen? I never would have guessed that. I would have guessed that your grandfather would have been like 1 gauge punk or like 6 gauge punk or something. Unless it goes down, in which case your grandfather was 12 gauge punk. You did say we're headed for a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Montoya meeting us on the way or something? In the eye of the beholder. I have heard so many stories of Master Montoya, some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured, they are all true. This way, and have care where you tread. Your grandfather was canon punk. Was his grandfather mortar punk? Trebuchet punk?
Oh, is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Montoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Montoya. I am Cryle, of the Students of Baldesion. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldesion, you say? Ah, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our Order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Cryle, you too possess the Echo.
Well, yes, of course I do. Our Order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Yes, yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
The Students of Baldesion are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the Scions of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing Scions.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light. But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola. Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya. Then let us begin. From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock, I think.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
Guys, we are on the hunt for Thancred now. So, let's go to Tailfeather. Like I said before, guys, we're gonna be flying through this stuff here, so I gotta make sure over the weekend that I get myself enough levels on my Black Mage. So I gotta do some extra playing, because the Black Mage is not ready at all for Stormblood. We're close, but we're not quite there. Were to find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he may not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiance. Yet, even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through it reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide a more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Kryl. I have already prepared several sketches of Thancred for that very purpose. This is impressive. You drew him from memory? A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. I propose we split into two pairs. Y'shtola and I will inquire at the outlying encampments, while Miro and Kryl question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we shall regroup near Lothest Voss and share our findings. Assuming there are no objections, let us be about it. My, he certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. Anyway, we had best get started. Find me when you've finished making your rounds. He was 11. Alright, we're gonna talk to Lupard. Hey, Lupard. Searching for a friend of yours? Let's have a look then. A surprisingly accurate depiction of the missing Thancred, suggesting that Alpino may have mistaken his life's calling. No. Ain't seen him around, sorry. Hey, Grimold. A Huron man? We're not exactly rare, you know. Could you be more specific? I did spy this one bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river, to the west of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks, see? That and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. That doesn't sound like Thancred. Look at this little chocobo. That's adorable. What's that you got there? A sketch? Can't say I know the face. You say he's something of a warrior? I heard tale the other day about a Huron vagabond who brought down a bandersnatch by himself. And with style. Way they tell it, he was dancing with the beast like it was the belle of the bleeding ball. Sounds like your man? Finished? In that case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found out. Alright, where the hell are they? They're way over there. Why are they so far away? Okay, here we go. This guy's chocobo's named Laboon. My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it would be wise to question as many hunters as we could. Many have made it camp in inaccessible locations, ideal for hunting game, not so receiving visitors. Nevertheless, our time to prove well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Huron hunter with whom no one is familiar. Though none chance to see the man's face, his height and build match Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. So you have heard the same tales. Be that as it may, we want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a vast trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seemed a rather curious description for one of his kind. You are implying that Thancred sent Avath to market in his stead. Why would he not go himself? Well, if you recall, you yourself emerged from the live stream as naked as your name day. It is a scene I shall never forget. Is it now? Well, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it was a simple statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same predicament. Wait, put your foot in your mouth, Alpha, now. In any case, if he had dealings with the Voth, they should be able to tell us, no? Quite right, Coil. Quite right. Alpino got really excited about that. A little slow, a little late. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Lothas Voth. We must go see the Voth right away. Come along, everyone. Come along. Vector is waiting for me in Lothas Voth. Great hunters! We welcome you once more to Lothas Voth. What do you seek this day? We seek a man with whom we are told you may have had certain dealings. How curious! The hunters tire of godly sport and pursue mortal prey? No, he is not prey, but a friend long missing. Good. He is a friend to the Voth as well, one with whom we have traded many times. Truly? You are quite certain it was this man? There is no doubt. The fleshling cloth and skins came to us from Samal, lost and weak. He offered meat and hides in trade, and in exchange, we tended his wounds. He brought us much flesh, so skilled a hunter he was. Much flesh. When he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them. And where is he now? Gone to Lothas Noth. Not long ago, when he heard One Mind had summoned our god once more. Ravana is returned? Vidoftin did say the Noth had grown as before, but what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? On another, we thank you for your help. We would that we could repay this kindness ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's side. Go, great hunters, lest Noth claim him as sacrifice. Okay. The best part about this is, yeah, I can just fly there now. So those of you guys were actually away when we last went through here. You guys actually missed our encounter with Ravana. Like I said, Ravana is a fan favorite for his encounter and music. His music is one of the few themes in the game that actually utilizes Mongolian throat singing. I know, Mira, you're having a really hard day. You've seen Mongolian throat singing live? I've never seen it live, but hearing it in game is interesting.
Who else could be? Thancred! It could be Thancred! We must hurry! This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Asians forever!
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Asian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not! So you are the warrior of light, the savior of Eorzea. It's a wonder you didn't come sooner, what with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are. Shall we show them? Not very sporting of you to interrupt. But so be it. Mark well our faces, warrior of light. For we are the warriors of darkness. Walkers of a different path. And we shall meet again.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
Thancred! Are you all right?
Pleasantries can wait. I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
Well, look who we found. The Warriors of Darkness may look a little familiar to you guys as well.
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... Had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness, I would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the live stream in the Altogether. Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides. Given that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke?
A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more.
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed warriors of darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the warrior of light, I suppose.
I glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Scion, I think.
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Scions and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
Engage is protected by a power not unlike the Echo. He calls it the Gecko. Dreams of the Lost. Blessed with the power of the Echo, and driven to put down primals, despite his declaration that they walk a different path, I struggle to see how their goals conflict with ours. Nor is that the only oddity. I find it passing strange that such exponential individuals should wholly escape our notice until now. Surely we would have heard rumors and attempted to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventurers, and I would not soon forget their like. Nor would any of us, I think. One of the primary duties was to scour the city-states for promising candidates, which is how I found Miro. Ah, the memories. It seems like only yesterday that you slew your first primal. Speaking of which, I had the distinct impression that it was not the first time that band of merry men and women had killed a god. I labor to believe that a band of preternaturally gifted adventurers has been traveling the land, slaying primals without our knowledge. Would imply gross negligence on our part. Speculation will avail us not. There is far too much we do not know. For the present, we must needs concentrate on what we do know. Namely, that Lord Ravana is no more. Vidofnir must be informed. The news may render her more receptive to Amaric's invitation. Since you seem to have affairs well in hand, I shall take my leave. Simply being in the vicinity of this colony is giving me a stinking headache. If you have need of me, I shall be with Master Matoya. I would beg her assistance with the search for Minfilia. Wait, Minfilia is missing? I thought she escaped with Miro. I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. You're protected by a small mouse so that people don't see your naughty bits. Also, the mouse is always in the foreground. Okay, so funny you mentioned that, but that mouse is called a Nutkin, and it is been a running joke with Thancred throughout the series, and it makes returns. Lest you are worried, you do see it again. All right, give me a sec, guys. We'll be right back, and then we got more FF14 for you.